It was supposed to be his last delivery of the night. Just one more stop and he could finally go home. Jake had been driving for hours. The streets were quieter now, the city slowly fading into silence as midnight approached. His eyes were tired, his body exhausted, but one last order popped up on his screen. A simple delivery, just a few minutes away. He hesitated for a second, then accepted it. The address led to a quiet suburban neighborhood, the kind of place where nothing ever seemed to go wrong. Clean sidewalks, identical houses, dim streetlights casting long shadows across the road. As Jake pulled up to the house, something felt strange. Everything looked normal, too normal. The porch light was on, the windows were lit, but there were no cars in the driveway, no movement inside, no sound at all. Jake checked his phone again to confirm the address. This was it. He grabbed the package, stepped out of his car, and slowly walked toward the front door. Each step felt heavier than the last. He reached the porch and knocked. Once, twice, no answer. Jake sighed, already annoyed. Great, another no-show, he muttered under his breath. But as he turned to leave, he noticed something. The door was slightly open, just enough to reveal darkness inside. Jake froze for a moment. A strange feeling crept over him, something between curiosity and fear. "Hello?" he called out. "Delivery?" No response. Now he had a choice: leave the package and walk away, or step inside. He should have left, but he didn't. Slowly, cautiously, Jake pushed the door open and stepped inside. The air felt different, heavy, still, like the house itself was holding its breath. The living room was dimly lit. A lamp flickered in the corner. Furniture was slightly out of place, a chair tipped over, a drawer left open. It didn't look right. Jake's heartbeat started to rise. "Okay, this isn't good," he whispered to himself. Then, suddenly, a phone started ringing. The sound echoed through the house, sharp and unsettling. Jake turned toward the noise. It was coming from deeper inside. For a moment, he stood still, debating whether to leave, but curiosity pulled him forward. Step by step, he followed the ringing. The hallway seemed longer than it should have been. Shadows stretched along the walls as the light flickered behind him. The ringing got louder, closer, and then it stopped. Silence. Complete silence. Jake reached the end of the hallway and slowly turned the corner. And then he saw it. He froze. His breath caught in his throat. Something was terribly, terribly wrong. Panic rushed through his body. He stepped back, his hands shaking, his mind racing to process what he had just seen. This can't be happening. Before he could even react, the sound of sirens cut through the silence. Loud, sudden, closing in fast. Jake's heart dropped. Within seconds, red and blue lights flashed through the windows, painting the walls in chaos. He stumbled back toward the front door, completely disoriented. "What is going on?" he whispered. The front door burst open. "Police! Don't move!" Jake raised his hands instantly, fear written all over his face. "I didn't do anything. I just got here." But no one was listening. Officers rushed in, grabbing him, forcing him to the ground. The package slipped from his hands. "I swear, I just came to deliver." "Save it," one officer snapped. Cold metal cuffs locked around his wrists. Outside, neighbors watched from their windows, their faces filled with suspicion. To them, Jake didn't look like a delivery driver. He looked like a criminal. Hours later, Jake sat in a small interrogation room. Bright lights above him, silence all around. A detective walked in, placing a file on the table. "You picked the wrong house tonight," he said calmly. Jake shook his head. "I didn't pick anything. It was just an order." The detective stared at him for a moment, then slid the phone across the table. "Take a look at this." Jake leaned forward. It was the order, but something was different. The account details, the request, the timing, none of it made sense. This order was created using a fake identity, and somehow it was assigned directly to you. Jake's stomach dropped. "What? That's not possible." "Oh, it is," the detective replied. "Someone wanted you there." Jake's mind started racing. "Why me?" But the detective didn't answer, because he didn't know. Days turned into weeks. The investigation continued, but the truth became clearer. This wasn't random. It was planned. Every detail, every step, perfectly arranged. A fake order, a perfect timing, the right person at the wrong place. Jake, the real criminal, gone. No fingerprints, no witnesses, no trace. Just a mystery left behind. And somewhere, in the darkness, someone was watching it all unfold, watching Jake take the fall, watching the plan succeed, and maybe planning the next one. Because sometimes the last delivery isn't meant to be delivered.